I'm Dana, and usually when I'm filming a video I, force myself to sit like a normal person and make my bed and try to look presentable, but I'm not very well today and I can't be bothered with that. And you might think like, well, make a video another day, but I'm the type of person that, like, honestly, I think I find it kind of traumatic to be unwell. Like, being unwell makes me very anxious, it makes me very scared. Obviously no one enjoys being unwell, but it really fucks with me mentally more so than anything. I'm not meant to swear in the first bit of a video, I'm sorry. So yeah, because of that, I feel like my brain sort of like blanks out being unwell once I'm not unwell anymore. And like, I was trying to think earlier when was the last time I was unwell, and I'm like, I'm sure it was like not that long ago, because I remember there was a point where I didn't get to go and see my friend because they're immunocompromised and I wasn't well. But I don't properly remember it. Like, I couldn't tell you when it was, I couldn't tell you how I felt. I remember getting COVID in 2020 because I was absolutely terrified of getting COVID and was constantly asking my boyfriend to just be a little tiny bit fucking aware of COVID and just try to be a tiny little bit safe about it, and he didn't bother and brought it home and got me really fucking ill. And because he had symptoms first, he got the bed and I was looking after him while I was really unwell and really struggling. I have done 2 COVID tests today and I'm probably gonna do another one tomorrow, but I've had symptoms since yesterday, so I don't think that it's COVID. I really fucking hope not, I'm too hot again. But yeah, current symptoms are I've got a fever, I keep going hot and cold, I feel quite nauseous a lot, like I couldn't keep water down yesterday and I've managed to eat today, so that's fun. I'm so tired, like it's currently nearly 4 p.m. and I feel like it's like 3 a.m, Like yesterday I napped from like 2:30 until 6 and then slept from like 8:30 p.m. until 9 a.m. Like, and I'm not someone who ever naps. It makes me feel like so disoriented and horrible and awful and like I've lost my entire day, because I never fucking wake up when I set an alarm, so then I end up just sleeping my day away. But I actually managed to like sleep the night through as well, mostly. I kept waking up because I was too hot or too cold, but like, it's fine. And I keep getting jaw pain and toothache that I'm pretty sure is just because I'm unwell, so I keep grinding my teeth. And I've got like, I'm not sure if it's what you'd describe as a headache. It's sort of like, when you're hungover and you're just very like yesterday, I literally just felt like I had a really horrific hangover, but I haven't drank in like since New Year's Eve, and even then I only drank like 4 drinks maybe. Like, I wasn't even hungover the next day, But I wanted to make this video because I do feel like it's somewhat because I'm autistic that it sort of panics me so much. And it's one of those where like I wouldn't really consider myself to have particularly bad health anxiety. Like, I definitely do have some degree of health anxiety, but it's not too bad, like I don't go to the doctors regularly. It doesn't really affect me that much. But the moment that I'm ill, I want to know why, It's not good enough for me that like my immune system's been kind of low because I've stressed myself out about 1,001 things and I've been like doing extra, and I'm also like, I've quit drinking Pepsi, I'm smoking less, like there's a bunch of stuff that's probably played into this. But I'm like, no, but I need to know why I'm ill. And when it's COVID, I can be like, I came into contact with someone that's got COVID. The fact that it's not COVID leaves me being like, am I actually sick? Am I just burnt out? Is it because there's mould in my room and in my bathroom? Is it my living environment? Is it the fact that my house is really fucking cold all the time? Do I actually, like, I googled my symptoms and got told I've got meningitis. And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't have meningitis, come on, let's face it. But I get super duper anxious that I do have like all this stuff the moment that I'm ill. Because it's also like, well, I couldn't I? Like, I don't actually know, I'm not a doctor. But it's also like, as an autistic person who has really bad interoception, like I don't often know when I'm hungry. I only know that I need the toilet when like I need the toilet now, I need to go to the bathroom, I'm going to piss myself kind of thing. Like, I have really sucky interoception, so it takes me a really long time to like I have to really sit with myself and sit with like whatever aches and pains and whatever else I've got going on to be like, is that my head? Is that my jaw? Is it my neck? Do I feel nauseous or is it a stomach ache? Like, I don't know what's going on within my body a lot of the time. So it's very difficult to describe it to anyone. It's very difficult to like Google symptoms. It's very difficult for me to figure out what's actually going on with me. And I also continue to be like very stressed and have a lot of anxiety because it changes my routine, you know, like I never nap. That's not me. So yesterday my entire routine was just changed and gone, and it felt really wrong and awful and bad, and that's just going to continue happening the entire time I'm sick. So I'm like desperate to get better, but that's just causing more stress and anxiety that's probably going to stop me from getting better as quickly. And when I also have a fever, and my friends, I got like an absolute care package from my friends, so I've got like this infrared thermometer thing now, and I keep just taking my temperature and being like, oh, I do have a slight fever. Like, I'm 37 degrees. I don't think that even actually is a fever, but I keep going hot and cold. So I'm like, I have a fever. Like, it's just that like with a lot of things, I don't think that me being unwell in any way, like having a, like, let's face it, it's like some sort of little flu 24-hour bug. This is not serious. But it's another one of those situations where I'm like, it's different for me than it is for the average person because I'm autistic. You know, like, I've been really massively struggling to eat for like days, like without this. So then add on that I'm nauseous and that I feel weak. Like, I don't feel like I could stand up and go and cook, you know? Like, I was desperate to get some soy milk in so that I could have a cup of tea. And I was like, I don't think that I would make it to like the end of my street right now, you know? I honestly, like, the way that my head feels and the way that my stomach feels and the way that my body feels, I don't think that I could walk somewhere to buy myself something. And that's really horrifying to me. Like, I really thrive from having my independence and from being able to do the things that I need to do for myself. And I'll give that I don't think that part's the autism. I think that's part's the trauma that I've had and the like relationships that I've had, where it was very much like, if I don't do it for myself, no one else is going to. Like, my entire life has been very, if I don't do it, no one else is going to, so I'd better get it done. So then finding myself in situations like this where like I physically cannot do the thing is very distressing and anxiety inducing. And it is easier this time around because, like I say, I've got like a little care package from my friend. Like, I know that I'm not like entirely in this alone. Like, if I really needed something, I could be like, guys, I need this thing, or someone needs to get it to me, and someone would. But I'm also really not very good at asking for help and accepting help, you know? Like, I very much accepted this because I was like, I do need something. I'm very not well. And if my friends are going to offer to help me out, then I need to accept that help because I'm not well. But I still feel like I've like used them in some way, as though I I almost feel like I need to prove to them that I am unwell to show that like, oh, I didn't just like pretend to have an illness so that you would like buy me things. And it's like, they've bought me things specifically to help with the illness. Like, if that was my plan, it'd be a fucking dumb one, wouldn't it? And I'm still like, am I actually just using them and being an awful person? Beyond that though, like, as an autistic, I'm sorry, I keep just being hot and cold, but like, as an autistic person, I really struggle with like body temperature and regulating my temperature, and, you know, like all the things that I generally like struggle with a little bit. Once I'm unwell, they're a massive struggle, and it's really difficult, and it's kind of scary, honestly, because like I often don't know what my body temperature is just in general day-to-day life. Like, I'll be in situations where everybody else is cold and I'm like, oh, I'm all right, and then to like touching myself, I'll be like, oh, I'm freezing, I have goosebumps, like I'm obviously very, very cold. So to be in situations where like it's very obviously my body doing it, and I really, really struggle to connect with and understand my body and what it's doing. So I'm very, very scared that while trying to like treat myself and help myself and make myself better, I'm actually going to be like damaging myself and making myself worse because I don't know what my body's actually doing in the way that neurotypical people do. And similarly, when I look up like treatment plans, like it's not a treatment plan, like I have a little bit of a cold or something similar, you know, but when I'm looking up ways to like help it, they're like, oh, drink plenty of water. So I've drank a bunch of water today, and then I've started feeling really nauseous again after having a break from it, and now I'm like, have I overhydrated myself? Have I drank too much water? Because I literally have no idea what like a normal amount of anything is. And as you can tell right now, in the like ordeal of struggling to regulate my temperature, I can't be a normal temperature. I'm either too hot or too cold. Like, having just put this blanket back on, I can tell that in like 15 seconds I'm gonna be too hot again. It's the thing as well of like, I'm going to have to let people down because of this. Like, I was meant to be going over to my friend's new house and helping them move stuff and do stuff tomorrow, and I can't now. Because even if they weren't immunocompromised, I'm currently ill. Like, I don't think I'm going to be 100% better tomorrow and lower the risk of them catching it. Like, I would already be getting my friends ill regardless. But they're also immunocompromised. So it's the further thing of like, am I going to kill my friend if I go and help? So instead, I'm just going to have to let them down when I know that like, they're on a time crunch and this shit needs to be done. And like, I should be there to help, but I'm not going to be able to be. And I'm taking all of this like responsibility on myself and being like, I'm ruining their life. And like, I'm literally not. They're my best friends, you know, like they will understand and be fine with it and figure out an alternative because they're adults that do this shit all the time. Not house stuff, but like figuring out alternatives and being independent fucking human people. I said I would help, and I have all of these things that I'm supposed to be doing, such as making a video. Like, this is easily one of the worst videos I've ever made, because I had no plan. I have no real, like, actual thing to this, other than, like, it's really tough to be autistic and unwell. Like, and that's, like, I now feel like I have to do a disclaimer of, like, I understand that a lot of autistic people have a lot of comorbid stuff going on. They will have, like, a lot of chronic illnesses alongside being autistic, and that's the kind of shit where I'm like, I cannot fathom it. I can't imagine that. Like, shit. You know, like, one of my best friends is autistic and also has disabilities, and as much as they deal with it, like, so fucking well, like, they are incredible, I'm also like, I have no idea how they cope with that shit, you know? Like, I wouldn't say it to them because it's just so condescending, but I'm also, like, so consistently proud of them for just surviving and getting through life and continuing to be a person, because I'm so, like, if I faced what they face every day, I wouldn't, you know? I simply wouldn't. Like, it's too much. And they deal with it real fucking well. But it's this kind of shit where, like, you know, I keep bringing up, like, little niggles that I have to my friends, and they're like, oh, it sounds like it could be this, like, chronic thing or EDS or whatever else. And I'm like, no, it can't be, because I can't deal with that. I can't deal with having something, like, actually going on. Quite frankly, I'm not going to go to a doctor, I'm not going to get diagnosed, I'm not going to figure out how to treat it, I'm just going to feel awful and perish, like, And also, like, as an autistic person, I can't afford to feel like this, you know? I already so often struggle to eat, struggle to, like, you know, be a person and exist, and especially struggling to eat. Like, I've not, like, yesterday, I had 1.5, like, little bagel things that don't have a hole in the middle with some chicken pieces on. I had 1.5, and then I was like, I can't eat anymore. The day before that, I had a packet of crisps and a piece of fudge and 2 croissants. Like, you know, I'm not eating well enough anyway, because I already find it very difficult to eat purely on an autistic perspective. Like, I have a history of, like, disordered eating more so than eating disorders, I'd say. I was never diagnosed with any sort of eating disorder. I was never taken seriously because I was overweight. But, you know, like, I struggle every single day to fucking eat actual food. And there's a lot of days where I can only resort to eating my safe food. I can't afford to eat my safe foods all the time because a majority of them are fucking takeout. And I so often don't have the energy to make anything, even if I do have safe foods that I can make myself. So, like, I currently have £16 in my bank. I've already spent £18 today on a GoPuff that I put through PayPal in the hopes that it won't take the money until Monday when I get paid. Because if it takes the money before then, my bank's going to charge me for being in my overdraft. But I'm also, like, I've eaten a sausage roll today that I ordered in that GoPuff along with, like, medication and soy milk and bits. I'm probably going to order food tonight. I'm probably going to order myself Mackey's, which I feel bad about because we're boycotting them. But I've boycotted Starbucks. I'm sure there's a third place we're meant to be boycotting, but I probably didn't go to it anyway. I physically, like, cannot give up McDonald's, I'm sorry. I know it sounds like the shittest excuse, but it purely is, like, I'm autistic and this is the one food that is always the same. It always tastes and looks and it is the same. And it's the only food that I can eat with zero stress, zero, like, concern. You know, like, so many other foods, like the chicken sandwich I ate, I will get halfway through and be like, this is repulsive to me now. I cannot eat any more of that. I know that's not going to happen with Mackey's. But I also can't afford to just get McDonald's all the time. And I also, like, health-wise, can't afford to just get McDonald's all the time. So it just sort of feels like a bit of a catch-22. I don't really know what to do to help myself out. I don't really know how to make myself feel better. Like, I obviously am getting better. I feel a lot better today than I did even yesterday. But I still don't feel good, and it's still not fucking fun, obviously. And like I think I said, I don't really know what the point of this video is because I definitely have major brain fog, and it's very much a, like, I need to cling to this, like, one part of my routine. And I'm also trying to post 3 videos a week, so I need to stick to that. And a lot of, like, the things I do on the day-to-day, to be fair, are purely anxiety-based because I'm like, if I don't do this thing, I'm going to feel awful about myself, but I also gain no joy from having done the thing. It's just the satisfaction of having done the thing, so I don't have to feel bad. And I'm starting to feel really sick again, like, actually, like, physically nauseous, like, sick. So I'm gonna go now. I'm not throwing up on camera today. I would love any comments with, like, recommendations on how to feel better, if you relate to any of this, if this is how you feel when you're sick. I never know how much of my shit going on is autism or anxiety or trauma or just something, some secret fourth thing, you know? Like, I don't know what it is. I just know that I feel like shit. And talking about it has actually made me feel a little bit better. So I would really appreciate any comments. You can follow me on all the social medias. There's places where you can donate me money. It's all listed down below. I don't have the energy to go into it and feel awkward in the way I usually do. I'm sorry. So whoever you are and wherever you are, I hope you're having a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year. And I'll see you again in a couple of days, I hope.